came after GE. Of course, GE is one of the preferred corporations of the Obama regime. Let's go to Ed in Maryland. Ed, you had a question about banks. While we're on the topic of banks, go ahead.
Yes, sir. I went online first thing this morning, checked out the stock market. Seemed that everything was down, so I went and checked my bank account, and I couldn't log in.
What's your bank? What bank are you banking with that you couldn't log in?
It's Aberdeen Proving Grounds. It's a credit union.
Oh, okay, credit union.
And then I tried the telephone, the automated teller, and put in my code and whatnot to try to get through there, and it still didn't work. And of course, the banks are closed today because of the weather here.
Yeah, it brings up an important point, which, you know, it's not just Bitcoin where you can have technical issues. You can have those kind of issues with any bank, with any credit unions, even with the big ones. And it's something that everybody's very concerned about, especially when we look at them constantly pushing us into a digital currency. And that I think, is one of the weakest points of Bitcoin. It's good that it's not controlled by the central banks, but it is still a digital currency. What happens when the internet goes down, when they take the internet down? I mean, you have the problem then that you have with this online banking with a cashless society. You have that in spades. So, yeah, eventually we're going to be back to precious metals, I think, like lead and brass and food. You're going to make sure that you can grow your own food, that you've got a real skill, because all of this other stuff could just be flushed down the toilet, down the memory hole at any point. And it's not just Bitcoins. It's the Federal Reserve notes that you've got in your bank. Let's go to Wayne in Arizona. Wayne, you had a comment about a sheriff there?
Yeah, sometime back I was up on my farm or ranch up in northern Arizona, and sheriff came onto my property illegally and accused me of horse wrestling. I'm a cowboy, and I told him, I said, I have no idea, and he told me that he had tracked my footprints of my horse from a place where a horse was stolen. And I informed him that I had nothing to do with it, and I didn't believe he tracked me to my property, and I told him that he couldn't track a deer on a deer farm, I told him. Well, he had proceeded to search my horse's shoes. He picked up all 4 feet and searched my horse trailer for stolen saddles, and started to accuse me of stealing this horse and that he could hang me. He told me about 10 times that it was a hanging offense and I could be hanged for horse stealing. And I argued with him for a few minutes, and pretty soon I just walked over to my front gate and escorted him off the property. Well, another time, sometime back, there was a cow that was a cow and calf that was shot by a hunter, I imagine, or some kids.
Was this related to the other event? Is that why you think the two of them are connected somehow? Or?
The sheriffs told this rancher that they believed I shot this cow and calf, and they're trying to turn my neighbors against me. And I had to talk to this neighbor who was a pretty dangerous character.
Well, you know what that does is that really just kind of that's why it is so important for us to have due process. That is what is so scary about the fact that Obama and the Republicans are happy with things like the Indefinite Detention Act, and the idea that with the war on drugs, or even what the FCC is hoping that they can do now to enact CISPA, and that is somebody accuses you of a copyright violation, or they accuse you of being a drug dealer, or they accuse you of this or that. Increasingly what we're seeing is that the government is maintaining that if you're just merely accused by a neighbor or by someone else, they can take action as if you had had your full due process and been found guilty. And that's been going on. That type of thing has been happening going all the way back to the war on drugs, where they would go in and confiscate people's property before they had their day in court, before they were found guilty, merely based on the accusations of law enforcement or based on the accusations of someone who may have had a grudge with someone. We even saw that in Washington, where we had an ex-wife accuse a man who lived in Washington of having firearms. It turns out that he just had like a spent shell, I believe, a spent shotgun shell, and now they're coming after him in Washington, D.C. because of that. Even though it's a shell that was misfired, he kept it as a souvenir. They're saying that he had a dangerous contraband weapon. This is why we all have to be concerned that the government honors what they said they would do in the Constitution. That is, give us full due process. Thank you, Wayne. Let's go to someone else in Arizona. Damien in Arizona. Damien, what did you want to talk about?
Yeah, hi. First, I wanted to, I don't know if you guys are aware, Officer Jack McLamb passed away recently. I don't know if Alex talked about that.
No, I'm not sure that he did. I didn't know that.
But you're aware of Officer Jack McLamb, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just passed away. Anyway, yeah, I was listening to Ernie Hancock, another libertarian activist in Phoenix, and he was talking about it, and he attended his a funeral.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh yeah, I just thought in case Alex wasn't aware that he did. Beyond that, since you guys were talking about Bitcoin, is InfoWars dedicating some resources to covering Texas Bitcoin conference? It's going to be pretty big, and it's pretty much who's and who of everyone in the Liberty movement. It's going to be in March 6th.
When is that coming up? Is that in Austin?
Yeah, it's actually in Austin. It's March 6th. Ben
All right, we'll look into that. Hang on, we're coming up to a hard break. We'll be right back with more of your phone calls. Hang on, we'll get that information.
It's time to kick some ash because cigarettes have met their match. Smokers are switching to Vaporite e-liquid by LeSig because when you kick ash, you kick tar and smelly smoke too. LeSig smokes the competition with real people customer service, a 7-day satisfaction guarantee, and same-day fast free shipping. Become a vapor today at LeSig.com, spelled LECIG.com. LeSig e-cigarettes. Kick some ash.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
Attention gun owners. It's reasonable to assume that at some point you may need to defend your family from an armed attack. But is it reasonable to mount a defense without a strong offense? Infidel Body Armor goes on in seconds. Is civilian legal in all 50 states. Is 100% made in the USA. Is veteran owned and ships next business day for free. Go to InfidelBodyArmor.com. INFIDEL Bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.
Uncover a simple privacy loophole that can stop the NSA spying thugs in their tracks at privacylockdown.com. The NSA has already shut down hundreds of sites, and the truth be told, they could shut down this operation at any time. See, the privacy loophole I'm about to show you allows you to make all your sensitive information disappear in the next 30 days or less. Go to privacylockdown.com now to take your life off the grid and see the loophole in the NSA and FBI spying machine before they close the loophole forever. Go to privacylockdown.com.
The globalist social engineers are not just targeting us with propaganda. They are manipulating our genetics. We are being targeted at every level by estrogen mimickers that lower our testosterone and other hormones and natural compounds that the body needs. After consulting top doctors, nutritionists, pharmacists, and others, we have developed what I believe is the ultimate non-GMO organic super male vitality formula sourced from powerful organic herbs and then concentrated for maximum potency. Super Male Vitality was developed to activate your body's own natural processes instead of using synthetic chemicals. Super Male Vitality by InfoWars Life is so powerful that I only take half the recommended dose. For a limited time, we are offering 15% off Super Male Vitality at InfoWarsLife.com to introduce you to this powerful supplement. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today to secure your Super Male Vitality. InfoWarsLife.com.
Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show. I'm David Knight filling in for Alex in this last segment. We're taking your phone calls now. Just before we went to break, we were talking to Damien in Arizona about an upcoming Bitcoin conference that's happening here in Austin. And as we were on the break, the fellows in the studio told me that Ben Swann is going to be at that conference, and he is going to be in studio with Alex on Thursday. So don't miss that. That'll be an interesting interview between Ben Swann and Alex Jones Thursday on this radio show. Now, Damien, when is that conference? I guess, is it running more than Thursday? Is it a couple of days or?
Yeah, actually, even I just found out about this. It's called TexasBitcoinConference.com. It's the list of speakers are listed. It starts actually on Thursday when Ben Swan's going to be in your studio.
It should be a very interesting conference because this is a very interesting time for people as far as Bitcoin goes, and it really is. You know, your money and how you store your value, the value of your labor. Can you honestly store that? That is vital to anybody's liberty. So we all want an honest currency. We want anonymity. We want transportability. Those are things that we see disappearing from the fiat currency. So everybody is looking for something that is going to be more honest, more trustworthy than the American dollar. And of course, that's not really that high a standard. You know, we might be able to find something out there. Let's go to, thank you, Damien. Let's go to Sean in Australia. Sean, you want to talk about medical tests?
Hello, how are you?
Doing good.
Yeah, here we got the new world order in full strike mode. We got Abbott here. I don't know if you've seen this guy, but he's like straight out of the Matrix, and they have a swab where they set up roadblocks, and it tests for 80 different substances.
Really? So you think they're doing it's 80 different substances? Are they recording it into a DNA database?
Yes, and it's a trial. They're just trialing it here in Newcastle. I'm sure if enough people go with it, they'll just, put it all through Australia. And it's just out of line.
Now, you don't sound Australian. Are you an American living in Australia?
Yes, sir. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada, and I just wanted to tell Alex if he tries to run out of the country, it won't work because they'll follow him.
Yeah, that's the problem. It is a global new world order. It is everywhere, and that is the problem. Is as he's pointed out, there's really nowhere to go. We have to push this back. We have to get control of this, and right now it's an information war, and we hope that it's not going to turn into a hot war like we see in the Ukraine. But it is something that we're going to have to fight here, and they understand that they're losing. That's why the FDA is putting out contracts to try to monitor social networks, to try to see what people are saying about their rulings on medical devices, on drugs, on food. They understand that people are being informed about the harmful things that they're approving and essentially giving legal immunity to, and also using this to help the crony capitalists who are in bed with the Obama regime to drive out their competitors, to cover up their misdeeds. So that's something we all need to be concerned about. But you're in Australia now, and you don't think it's any better there than it is here, right?
Well, there is one thing I have to say. It's just such a beautiful country, and the people here. It's Mayberry. I live in a little suburb called Walls End, and there's not even police here. Not even Andy and Barney with one bullet. And it is. And this is the way they're doing it now. I got my first speeding ticket in the mail. What it is there's not a lot of police force, but they do have this, new technology online, and they're going to, will target the people they want to target.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. Well, thanks for calling. Let's go to Nathan in Wisconsin. He's next up on the line. Nathan, what did you want to talk about?
Oh, I just thought it was a coincidence you brought up Mike Baker of Baker's Green Acres. Mm-hmm. And you were thinking about doing a follow-up. I think I heard him in an interview, maybe about a year ago. Mm-hmm. And I thought I'd put in the suggestion, maybe you might want to get a production crew up there and kind of...
It's an important test, and we really appreciate him standing up for freedom, for everybody's freedom. Well, that's it for today. Check out the Nightly News tonight at 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. InfoWars Radio tomorrow at 11 Central and noon. Stay tuned. Come back.
In the last 50 years, iodine has been phased out of our staple foods and replaced with the halogen bromine, a practice now banned in nations around the world. Guess what else is in the halogen family? Fluoride. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Jones here. In 1924, the federal government did the right thing and encouraged salt producers to add iodine. It's the good halogen on the periodic table, and the results are on record. Reports documented a 15-point IQ increase in areas that had previously been deficient in iodine. Bottom line, iodine is important. Unbound, clean, in a glycerin base. Nascent iodine was the answer for myself and my family. You will find Survival Shield Nascent Iodine exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com. InfoWars Life Survival Shield Nascent Iodine isn't just for emergencies. I take it every day. That's InfoWarsLife.com.